Hi everybody, welcome to the Three Lotus Tarot. Today I am going to be using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot deck as well as the After Tarot deck to check out some insights about a case that I watched on Netflix. Okay, it was called the Asunta case, and if you've watched it, then perhaps you feel the same way that I do, that this documentary didn't really tell us what happened, what really happened. So this is actually a case about this 12-year-old Chinese girl. So she was Chinese born, right? But she was adopted by two Spanish parents. Rosario, her mother, and Alfonso, her father, and she was brought over to Spain to live almost from the time that she was just a baby, like 6 months old, 12 months old. And she died almost to the day. I think she was born on the 30th of September 2000, the year 2000, and then she died on 21st September 2013. So really almost to the day. Asunta was actually a very intellectually gifted student. She did a lot of extracurricular activities as well. She learned the violin, she learned ballet, dance. She took extra classes in languages, and she skipped grades at school. So she was very intellectually gifted. And her parents, of course, were very proud of her. But somehow, one day, she was found dead, and the people who were accused, found guilty of murdering her, were her parents, Rosario and Alfonso, and they were both sentenced to 18 years in prison. However, her adopted mother, couldn't take it, and she actually did herself away with in prison. Okay, I'm sorry if there were spoilers. I'll have to put a little disclaimer at the front of this reading to tell you guys that there might be spoilers. But anyway, I wanted to find out what really happened, like just to get some insights, get some news into the case. So here we go. Asunta Basterra, calling upon the spirit guides of the universe. The most important question, I guess, because everybody is asking on the internet, if you go on the internet, why did the parents kill Asunta, murder her with asphyxiation, with plying her with medication, drugs? So actually my biggest question is, did the parents kill? Was Asunta Yong Fang Basterra murdered by her parents purposefully? Was Asunta Yong Fang Basterra murdered by her adoptive parents purposefully? Was Asunta Basterra murdered by her parents purposefully? Was Asunta Basterra murdered by her parents purposefully? So, because this is not a collective reading, this is particularly about Asunta Basterra, I am going to take how these cards came out in the reverse, because my cards are properly turned up. So we have got the Five of Wands in the reverse. And look at these, there's a lot of them. They're all blindfolded, so they don't know what's happening except for one person. Okay, this was in the reverse. We've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Cups, as you know, is the happy families ever after. And then we've also got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so was she murdered purposefully? So I believe that there was an ongoing conflict. There was ongoing conflict all the time in the family. And Asunta, like I said, was intellectually gifted. Rosario was a trained lawyer. And Alfonso was a journalist. So, these are people who also would consider themselves intelligent, consider themselves successful in life. So there was, and perhaps nobody saw it, perhaps they themselves didn't understand why they were fighting, but there was conflict. There was never-ending conflict. We don't know when it started, but there was never-ending conflict. There was always just some friction happening, maybe quarrels, and perhaps also because Asunta was coming into her teenager years, there was fighting, but there was fighting going on. It wasn't the happiest of families. This could also be because Rosario did not find herself fully fulfilled by her husband, Alfonso. So she did have affairs, which Alfonso was very, very torn up about. But there could be other things besides the adultery that caused unhappiness in the family, because we do see the fights happening. Yeah, and Three of Pentacles, collaboration, working together, teamwork. They were not working together, and so strange, right? There was the three of them, the father, the mother, and Asunta, right? So this could be a very clear indication of three of them, with the father leading the way, the father pointing out what could happen, what should happen, and the other two having to follow the lines. So I don't see yet the answer. Let me get some more cards. Was Asunta Basterra purposefully murdered by her adoptive parents? Was Asunta Basterra purposefully adopted by her adoptive parents? Purposefully murdered. So this card also came out in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles. So I believe that it was not done slowly. It was a decision that was taken quite impulsively, maybe quite recklessly. So I do think that they perhaps did do it. It doesn't look like a happy family there. It doesn't look like they were together. All right, there wasn't that close relationship. It might be that the father was very domineering, very pushy and aggressive, and he was the one who led everybody along the way. This is how we should do it. This is how we should do it. This is where we should go. This is how you're going to live your life, blah blah blah. I can't believe that you had an affair and cheated on me. I can't believe it, because I am, the leader of the family. I am good. And I think that maybe something snapped because it wasn't done in a premeditated, slow manner, although there was information that Asunta was fed lorazepam, which is, I think, like a sedative or a barbiturate, something that, okay, I'm sorry if I got the names of the medication, of the categories of the medication wrong, but it, it keeps you calm, it makes you feel everything's okay, a bit woozy, a bit dizzy. So apparently they might have been feeding her lorazepam since, for about 3 months, because traces of it was found in her hair as well. So it wasn't just like a one-time, let me drug you, make you woozy, sedate you. It wasn't like that. It was like, something that went on for at least 3 months. But I don't think that the idea was to abuse her and murder her. It didn't go on for very long, this idea that came out. This card came out without being seen, like it was face down when every other card was face up, but it also came out in the reverse. So this is the Nine of Swords. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. So in the Netflix show, you will see that the father and the mother both cried a lot. Well, okay, the mother cried a lot. The father was very vehement about his innocence. We didn't do anything. Don't look at my daughter's picture. Why are you doing this? It's not true. We didn't kill her. But from what I see here, there was no anxiety. There was no sleepless nights, worries. They're not really that concerned, or that impacted by this murder. And it's very strange, right? This is not what you would see in a family reading, and everything being in the reverse. So perhaps it was quite a cold-blooded killing. The mother, Rosario, also had her mental, I guess, problems. So she could have been very well led by the father. Let's focus in on each of them, okay? Let's talk first about Alfonso Basterra. Alfonso Basterra. Did Alfonso Basterra plan? Did Alfonso Basterra plan murder of Asunta Basterra? Did Alfonso Basterra plan the murder of Asunta Basterra? Did Alfonso Basterra plan the murder? Just one card, please. Yes or no? Did Alfonso Basterra plan the murder of Asunta? Can we know, please? Just one card. Can we know, please? So we've got the Six of Cups. Six of Cups in a yes or no situation definitely is a yes. Is a yes. This is happy families here. Foundation for me, the Six of Cards very much is a foundation card, like a family foundation, a strong, good foundation for yourself. But it is a yes card, okay? So yes, Alfonso Basterra did plan the murder of Asunta. Did he commit it? Did he do it himself? Did he do it himself? Ten of Pentacles, yes, he did do it himself, as in not that he did it individually, but yes, he was also hands-on in the murder of Asunta. So yes, he did plan it. Yes, he did do it. Yes, he did participate in it. Did Rosario Porto, the mother of Asunta, did she plan it? Did Rosario Porto plan? Ace of Pentacles. Oh, did she come up with the idea? Yes, she did plan it as well. She was in the planning, so she knew she was in the planning. Did she plan it? Did Rosario Porto have a hands-on murdered Asunta? The Sun. Yes, she did. So all the yeses. So both parents knew what they were going to do. They planned it, whilst it may not have been a long drawn out plan or plan for a very long time, but they did plan how to do it, and they both did it together, because that was one of the questions from the one of the topics that were addressed in the documentary as well, in the Netflix show as well. Like, they pinned a lot of blame on Rosario, the mother, not Alfonso, the father. Okay, so let's take a look now about, I'm happy to get these insights, but now I want to talk about Asunta herself. Asunta herself. Let's talk to Asunta Basterra. Angels. Can we know about Asunta Basterra, please? Asunta Basterra. Asunta Basterra. Was Asunta Basterra... Okay, I'm not going to take a card that came out before I finished, but was Asunta Basterra murdered by her parents? Was Asunta Basterra murdered by her parents? Three cards came out, all in the upright. We've got the Three of Swords, heartbreak. We've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Page of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. You see again the Knight of Wands. Was she murdered? Yes. So she's heartbroken that she was murdered, and it was something quite quickly done. Like I said before, you know, it wasn't a long drawn out Seven of Pentacles, one plan at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. They slowly planned it out. They made a decision and they went to it. Three of Swords, you know, Asunta is very heartbroken. She didn't see it coming. And you see, like, it just happened. Like, she doesn't see it. She doesn't know it. She doesn't realize it. But it happened. Knave of Pentacles. See, the Knight of Wands tells me, yeah, it was done. It was just done. Like, boom, boom, let's go, you know. Knave of Pentacles. Can I clarify the Knave of Pentacles, please? Can I clarify the Knave of Pentacles, please? Was Asunta Basterra murdered by her parents? So we know that the verdict was correct then, because it was a guilty verdict for the two of them, for both the parents. Okay, now we're clarifying the Knave of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the King of Wands. And, oh, the Devil. The Devil. So she was heartbroken. She didn't see it coming, but it happened. You know, it just, people made a decision and it happened. In front of other people's eyes, it happened. But nobody, there might be people out there who knew or suspected or saw some red flags, but, you know, they didn't think too much of it. But okay, to clarify the Knave of Pentacles, page, information about life, information or a messenger. See, maybe somebody out, oh my god, that's what I was, maybe somebody out there knows, or maybe somebody out there saw something. I know there was a girl, there was a school friend who saw, who came and testified in court by Alfonso and Asunta, but we don't see very much else of it. But there might be somebody out there who knows. Four of Pentacles in the reverse, so they were keeping, they don't want to keep the information anymore, or they didn't keep the information, they did come out. This could be that schoolgirl friend, but let me take these cards in totality. The Knave of Pentacles. The Knave of Pentacles. Obviously, we've got the Devil here. We've got also a mother and a father, a female and a male figure here, but led by the King of Wands. I believe really the father had a big role. Alfonso had a big role in planning, coming up with the idea, coming up with the inspiration, the concept. What are we going to do? What is the story that we're going to tell? How would we put this together? See, he was Alfonso, no matter what Rosario did to him, like committing adultery and all that, he was still very, very much in love with her. He was very, very tied to her no matter what. And he wanted to keep them together no matter what. Okay, I just had this thought come in that perhaps he was trying to get rid of Asunta so that it could just be the world of the two of them again. Like, okay, you know, maybe this tragedy will draw the two of us stronger together. It was a crazy idea that led him and to this, and he didn't want to hold on to his family anymore. It wasn't his family he wanted to hold on to. It was just Rosario, his wife. Okay, so we know Asunta was killed. She was killed. It was done quite quickly. Okay, let's look at this. Wow, okay, so Five of Pentacles came out. Yes. She was feeling a lack. Was she feeling ostracized? Was she feeling like she's not really a part of the family anymore? Maybe there was a lot of emphasis put on just the two of us, Rosario and Alfonso, and Asunta felt left out. Perhaps that's what she was feeling as well. She felt left out. Was it a correct? Okay. Seven of Wands, creating boundaries. Or Asunta had to fight. Did Asunta fight? Can I clarify the Seven of Wands, please? Oops. Okay, can I clarify the Seven of Wands, please? One more card. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands, please. One more card. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands, please. Okay. So we actually see this card came out like this, but there were actually two cards. Things unseen, perhaps. Okay, let's clarify the Seven of Wands. Can you see? I think it's a bit, we've got that light shining on there. This is the Seven of Wands. Let me put it here so you can see it. Clarifying the Seven of Wands is the wheel. This is what Asunta felt. The wheel. We've got the Three of Pentacles again, but in Asunta's case, when we're talking about Asunta's viewpoint, Asunta's POV, point of view, she sees the three of them together. The Three of Pentacles is upright, not in the reverse, like what we talked about her parents. Okay, so she did see them as a family. She thought they were all together, and Six of Wands, it was a happy thing. It was, you know, I'm okay, you know, I'm living my life, I'm taking my lessons, I'm doing so well at school, I've got two parents, you know, I'm not in an orphanage anymore. And then you've got the Tower. Then something happens to dash everything. Something happens that dashed everything and brought her one full circle, finished her chapter here with us on earth. What was the Tower? What was the Tower for Asunta? What was the Tower moment for Asunta Basterra? What was the Tower moment for Asunta Basterra? Can we know, please? Can we know, please, what was the Tower moment for Asunta Basterra? Okay, so these cards now came out in the reverse. We forgot the Chariot. It wasn't going to go forward anymore. Life was not going to continue anymore. This is the Tower moment. What was the Tower moment for Asunta Basterra? Her murder. Right, yes. Okay, so the Chariot in reverse, and now we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen, her mother, did nothing to help her. In fact, as we asked it just now, she was involved in the planning and in the actual committing of the murder itself. So, you know, these things did not help her. You've got the Hermit. She's trying to figure it out. She couldn't figure it out. Justice. Oh, see, they did get their justice. So both of them being found guilty of 18 years, it was justice. Look at that. She was taken as a baby from the Chinese orphanage. Yeah. She doesn't understand it either, but she's happy that justice was taken. See, a lot of trickery. Seven of Swords, a lot of trickery. All these two people are maintaining their innocence. You know, Alfonso apparently said that, you know, while his wife, you know, self-harmed and took herself away from earth, he said he was going to serve out every day of his 18 years to maintain his innocence. Yeah, but we see there's a lot of trickery here. It's a lot of trickery. Five of Cups. Of course, Asunta Basterra, she thought that she had a good life, even though there was fights and all that. Maybe it was fights. The one we saw earlier, the fights, maybe it was fights between her parents and other maybe people that were in their lives, you know, whether through infidelity, adultery, or anything else. Yeah, so but she saw the Three of Pentacles, and but her mother was not mothering. Her mother was not mothering. So, but justice was done. So they both did have the punishment that they deserved, being sentenced, found guilty, and sentenced to prison for 18 years. Okay, so why did a Rosario Porto of herself? Why did Rosario Porto of herself in prison? After several attempts after several attempts as well, failed attempts, but then she managed to do it. Why did she do it? Why did she do it? Eight of Pentacles. Why did she do it? Why did she off herself? Why did she, Rosario Porto, off herself? Three of Chalices, Three of Cups in the reverse again. Okay, there was no cheer, no happiness. No cheer, no happiness. She worked hard. Yeah, multiple attempts, right? But why? Why did she off herself? Why did she off herself? Two of Chalices, Two of Cups. Why did she off herself? Four of Wands. Why did Rosario Basterra off herself? Why did she off herself? I think she was just overwhelmed by the emotion of it all. We already know that she was not the most stable person mentally. She didn't have her breakdowns. She was in hospital for a mental breakdown, and that's why she was also taking lorazepam to keep herself calm and emotions in check. But we see this, a lot of emotions, right? So I think she was feeling guilty about it. She did love Asunta. She thought that there was a, you know, they were all together, but then the emotions got the better of her. So she worked several times. She tried several times to off herself, but she was really not happy, not stable. Just a lot of overwhelming feelings. A lot of overwhelming feelings. A lot of overwhelming feelings. Okay. Let's get a little bit more about why she offed herself. So obviously why I'm using the word off instead of the actual word is because yeah, apparently YouTube will flag the video if we talk about stuff like that. Okay, so okay, let me just ask this first. What does Asunta feel now about her parents? What does Asunta feel about her parents doing this to her? What does Asunta feel about her parents? Okay, let me put this aside first. Too many cards now. What does Asunta feel now about her parents doing this to her? What does Asunta feel now about her parents doing this to her? So we have the five of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, you know, look at that, the dog barking at the two ladies. Oh, the dog barking at the two ladies. Maybe the father was always on their case. The mother and child, mother and daughter, the father perhaps was always on their case, making this not a happy family, making them feel bad. What does Asunta feel now about Three of Wands? What does Asunta feel now about the murder? What does Asunta feel now about the murder? Can we know, please? What does Asunta feel now about the murder? Okay, Three of Wands. I think she sees that, you know, there was result. There was an end to the thing because justice was served. So there was a result, and she's starting on her new chapter. She's free now to do whatever she wants. Look, so we also have again the Ten of Cups in reverse, super unhappiness, and the Tower. So it was a big deal. Obviously it was a big deal for her. It really changed her world. It really crashed her down, and she still feels this way about it. Still feels this way about it. Her soul at the card at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. She might be, I guess, now just learning and healing and gonna go on to the next life, next adventure, next chapter in her soul's journey. Okay, anything else that Asunta would like everybody to know? Anything else that Asunta would like everybody to know about what happened to her? Anything else that Asunta would like everybody to know about what happened to her? Wow, she really wanted to speak, huh? Let's see. I'm going to keep the cards as they come out in the reverse or in the upright. All right, so we've got the Ace of Pentacles. We have got the Ace of Swords in reverse. I just had a feeling that not all the information is out there yet. Not all information. So perhaps, like we saw just now, perhaps there's somebody who knows but did not come forward yet. So not all the information is out yet. But there is a new start already. Yeah, I guess so. There's Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a lot about walking away. Sadness, resignation, regret, leaving behind. Somebody wanted to leave behind. Seven of Cups. No options. No options. Running out of options. Queen of Pentacles. Queen looks sad. The Hierophant. Yep, you know, anything and everything that was right, that was the way it was supposed to be, it was not. And the Page of Wands. I think that the Rosario was going to leave the family. I mean, they were separated, okay? They did divorce, and she called him her ex-husband and all that. So they did divorce, but Alfonso was always like hoping that they would get back together, hoping that they could continue to build their lives. And as we saw earlier, you know, his main thought was always about the two of them. So, but she was not happy. Rosario was not happy, and he was running out of options. She was going to walk away, but he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to lose her. Not Asunta. He didn't want to lose his wife. But Rosario was, that's it. You know, I want to go now. I'm not happy. And he had no other option. He saw nothing else. He didn't want her to leave. He didn't want the breakdown of his marriage. So he had an idea. The Page of Wands. He had an idea. And perhaps he thought that, you know, we need a fresh new start. We need a fresh new start. And that start, what was going to draw them closer together was to have a tragedy befall, and then he would be her, Rosario's savior, and she would look to him again for guidance, for leadership, her partner in life, for solace, for emotional support, because who else knows about the loss or would understand the loss of Asunta besides the one person who has been with her on this journey throughout, right? Okay, energy at the bottom of the deck. Again, the devil. A lot of devilish influences here. So, yeah, the devil made him do it, and the Chariot, they actually went through with it. Four of Wands for their marriage. High Priestess. Intuition. Magician, they made it happen. King of Wands made it happen. You see, it was led by the King of Wands. It was truly led by the King of Wands. So the person who supposedly maintained and you know, emphatically maintained his innocence throughout the 2-year court case, the 2-year 2 years of imprisonment before the case was brought to trial and all that. He was the mastermind behind it. And poor Asunta, she lost her life. She thought that it was a good family, but you know, she lost her life because people didn't know how to manage adults didn't know how to manage their lives, and you know, placed a lot more priority on somebody else versus the child. But Asunta is now free, and she's going to go off on her own chapter now. So thank you so much to all who, you know, helped to give us these messages for this reading. I hope that, you know, if you watched Asunta Basterra case, the Asunta case on Netflix, and you were interested to know, like, but actually what happened, now perhaps you've got more insight into it. Okay, so thank you guys for being with me. I got some answers for myself, which I was eager to understand more about. Thank you so much for being here. If you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I will have our normal pick a card coming up soon. And comment, share, subscribe to the Three Lotus Tarot if you have not yet. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.